What were you saying?
You made me eat those tacos way too fast.
You always eat way too fast. Are we doing this? Or what?
I guess.
With a taco bag right behind us.
What were we doing in Mexico? Oh, that's right.
You need some help?
No, I'm just checking off.
What would you possibly do to help? Do you know how to fly planes? Do you know plane protocol? Мы едем в Сан-Диего. Нас встречала кофе, да?
Да, давай, поехали.
Итак, Олег опять належал.
Да ну перестань.
Вы ни в чем не виноваты! Какие ваши доказательства?
Олег Геннадьевич говорит больше по-русски. Is that right?
Ну да. Это... Олег, можешь говорить больше по-русски со мной?
Со мной. So I knew that it was Darius. I'm trying. But I was like, okay, because now I know the endings is you. So I can just change the endings. Because now I understand grammar just a little bit. And you were making fun of me all that time for studying grammar. But now look who's laughing.
И кто смеется? Ты хочешь, чтобы я говорил с тобой по-русски целый день? Говорил по-русски с тобой.
Да.
А завтра?
Нет.
Всего один день по-русски с тобой говорить?
Только сегодня.
Только сегодня. Хорошо. Where?
Where?
Куда? Мы
We going?
едем. Окей.
Сан-Диего.
Ну, мало. Город Сан-Диего?
Сан-Диего. Я очень злая.
Почему? Dumb up.
You tell me up.
It happens with me
Yep.
quite frequently.
Yep.
Итак, мы с Евой едем в Сан-Диего. Мы, в общем-то, собирались поехать в Мексику на несколько дней для того, чтобы отдохнуть, очень близко к Рождеству. Но, к сожалению, у нас это не получится сделать. Я, наконец-то, получил документы для получения паспорта американского, что, в общем-то, плюс и позитив, но в то же время я потерял свою грин-карту в данный момент на несколько месяцев, и поэтому до того момента, как я получу паспорт, к сожалению, выезжать из страны у меня не получится. Но мы нашли решение. Мы едем в Сан-Диего, и мы увидимся с несколькими моими друзьями. Один из моих друзей, любитель украинского языка и украинской культуры, я думаю, что он сегодня поговорит с Евой, может быть, на русском языке. И вдобавок к этому мы еще полетаем на личном самолете, потому что он пилот. Поэтому я думаю, у нас будет очень насыщенный день. Мы вам покажем все, расскажем и увидимся с вами. Ну, собственно, мы не прощаемся. Мы будем вам показывать, что мы будем сегодня делать. How gorgeous is this? How gorgeous are these two guys?
Like almost as good, right?
I don't care at this point in time.
He's so hungry. He's like hangry.
Cookie!
Wow, you're so charming when you're angry. When you're hangry.
Just have one. Quite frankly, I'm flipping out right now because I've never flown on a private little plane like this, and I've always dreamt about it.
It only has like an 160 horsepower engine in there.
That's
it's
insane.
like flying a Jetta.
Don't you want to find out from Thomas how the hell does he speak some Russian?
Ты немного говоришь по-русски?
Да, я люблю слушать по-русски. Я изучал в универе около 1 год. Но what's practice? I forgot practice.
Тренировался?
Yeah. Со мной брат Олег. И я play.
Игра.
Влад? Играть?
Yeah. Да, играть.
Yeah.
Да, играл. Я играл.
Я играл в футбол.
Футбол. The LA. And yeah, that's the extent of my Russian.
How long did that take you to learn?
I mean, I studied it for a year, and then I kind of continued it on my own.
In college, university?
I wanted to take more, but unfortunately my class schedule my senior year wouldn't let me. Otherwise I'd be a lot better. But I try to practice. I have friends, I talk with when I can, like Oleg.
But you went to Kiev, right?
I did go to Kiev.
Didn't you? How long
Spent
do you?
7 happy days in Kiev. The Super Bowl, that was 2009. So that was before so much changed even. Before the Orange Revolution.
Yeah.
I was just hanging out, partying. Seeing the catacombs and the monasteries.
You're like the first American that I've actually met that actually speaks a little bit of Russian, because it's very difficult. It's a hard language.
Это очень трудно.
I'm impressed.
It's fun. How long are you studying it more formally, or are you just kind of teaching yourself
No,
and having him tutor you?
I have a teacher that I work with.
It does make a big difference to have guidance. I tried to continue studying on my own, but you can usually play the imitation game, but it only gets you so far.
And then
You
people realize,
understand, okay, I don't really know how to conjugate this verb. I don't really know how to decline anything.
But you can't figure it out by yourself.
Especially Russian.
Yeah.
Like when I found out about the perfective, it blew my mind. I was
Yes.
Wait.
What is the problem?
What? I can tell someone I'm gonna fix the car, but I'm not actually gonna fix it. It'll happen
Eventually?
Or like, no, I'm actually gonna do it.
Like when you think about it, you're like, do you really need to have this grammatical rule? You don't. It's just a nuance. It's just, but you have to use it
At
otherwise.
some level, there are some things you definitely don't need. If
Yeah.
You're not writing like a paper, if you're just kind of learning how to speak it, get by.
Yeah.
But other things can, if you don't understand how the perfective works, like you can get into trouble. My handwriting has permanently been manipulated by learning Russian cursive. My handwriting is like this hybrid of American English cursive and Russian cursive. And people always comment on my handwriting. They're like, "Hey, you have really nice handwriting." I'm like, it's actually awful because
It's actually Russian?
It's actually neither good.
Russian Ebonics
Yeah, it's
cursive
neither
writing.
good Russian cursive and it's also not good American cursive. So it might look unique, but it's actually true.
I just write in Russian how it looks in text. I just copy what I see, and all my language train partners are always like, "You have really nice handwriting." I'm like, I'm just literally writing exactly what I see on like from a book or
Yeah,
like a text,
yeah.
and I'm just making up my own way. And they're like, "It looks really good." And I'm like, "Well, as long as
Are
it's
you doing
legible."
kind of like block letters?
Yes.
Yeah.
As long as it's legible, which apparently it is, that's all that matters.
It flows together.
Yeah.
But it's hard to read if you don't know what you're looking at because it looks very, very different.
And if you
than
have
the
bad
block
handwriting in
letters.
Russian, it's impossible.
Yeah,
You're just like, this looks like scribbles.
Everyone is a doctor in Russia because they all have terrible handwriting. Which
Yeah,
is
it's
scribble.
really bad. It's my favorite burrito spot in the whole
This is his
wide
favorite.
world. Oh, it's like 15 minutes away from San Diego.
Yeah, it's right outside San Diego.
Basically San Diego.
Yeah, it's in San Diego, off the freeway. He claims this is the best burrito spot in Southern California.
What's up, you guys? Got my favorite burrito besides my face.
I think they have better Mexican food closer to the border for sure.
It was a intense day. We saw some good people. So, and we flew the airplane. I got to fly the airplane. How nuts is that?
And
That
I
was
met
pretty cool.
the only other American I've ever met that actually spoke Russian randomly. His friend randomly spoke Russian, which is kind of strange, but cool. So now we'll eat some food and
We'll head back to LA.
head back to LA.
Thanks for being with us, guys. Like her videos. She's trying really hard.
My videos.
They've
Suddenly
all of a
it's
sudden become
my
your
channel.
videos.
Okay.
No, but she's working very hard on learning Russian and she's sharing it with you. And we'll see you in the next video.